That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode number 35 of Brat Said That. I'm your host, Brat Jackson, with my co-producer, Chad LoveJBT. And we are excited to be back on this lovely Saturday, Bratterday edition of Brat Said That. I was supposed to come on yesterday, but little curveball got thrown my way, but we're all good. You know, had a couple tests taken. I'm all good. Just gotta cut back on the sugar, you know. But it's been a crazy week for me. It has been. I had a little bit of an anxiety attack the other day. Well, yesterday, babe took me, got me hooked up. I'm fine. I'm good. Just a lot of things, a lot of new things are happening in my life that I'm kind of like, hey, I don't really know what's going on, but they were great, wonderful people, the best. But one thing, I don't know where to start, guys. I'll be honest. I have a lot to, talk about. I'm using my, so I use this laptop to write up my shows. I got stickers on it. I use this laptop to write up my shows every 2 weeks, okay? Rolly Boy got to the charger, so I'm no longer being able to use that until I go to a thrift store and get another charger. Ambiance today is Gotham City, because it's a Bratman edition of Brat Said That. I don't really care about your ads. Little John's son, Nathan Smith, found dead at 27. Oh, that's not nice. Sorry. It's on MSN. Who has MSN as a homepage? I guess I do. Anyways, let's should I just talk about it? Should I just start and talk about the incident? No, we're not gonna talk about it. By the way, if I do step out for a second, we have the maintenance guy coming. He's got to fix the light in the closet. Why don't you fix the light in the closet? Because the closet's like 20 feet tall, and I'm not stepping on a ladder, okay? I am not Matt Hardy. I am not Jeff Hardy. I'm not going to swanton myself off a ladder to change a light. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about yesterday. Talk about SmackDown. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and the next stop, please, is the Elimination Chamber. This is a train to Penn Station. The next stop is Ronkonkoma. Actually, Ronkonkoma would be... Yeah, I guess so. That doesn't make any sense if you're a Long Islander, but... Anyway, SmackDown happened last night. I got the results. Tama Tonga defeated Shinsuke Nakamura. Oba Femi, he defeated Kit Wilson in about 2 seconds. Carmelo Hayes defeated The Miz in an awesome finish. Miz went for the... skull-crushing finale, and then Carmelo Hayes, leaped out of it, and then did backflips, and hit him with his finisher, I think, of the last 48. But speaking about the Elimination Chamber, Tiffany Time defeated my girl Chelsea Green and Lash Legend to move on to the Elimination Chamber. And Randy Orton, my dude, defeated Aleister Black and Solo Sikoa to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defeated Julia and Kiana James to retain the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. I think they're going to face... Is this too close? I feel personal. That's much better. And the Rumble winner, Liv Morgan, came to SmackDown, took on Jade Cargill and Jordynne Grace with Raquel Rodriguez. She's not going to face any of those two. She's going to face Stephanie Vascar. So... that was SmackDown. SmackDown's now 3 hours. And, whoa, where you going? You got somewhere to be? Whoa. See, I don't know how to... Something... Oh, here. Is this button? Is it? What is with this? Wow. Oh. Oh, there. Whatever. It's going to stay right here anyway. So, yeah. That was SmackDown. Happens every Friday or Thursday. SmackDown. And then we got some news, NXT announcer Kelly Kincaid, a.k.a. Quinn McKay. I remember her from her Ring of Honor days. She said she's leaving deuces. She's out for WWE. So, whatever she ends up doing, she's a good announcer. I didn't even think she was part of WWE, I'll be honest. But yeah, little sad news, little somber news. This is like a news show. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to copyright. But WWE referee Asia Smith loses 4 family members in a house fire. Tragic, sad. There is a GoFundMe. I'm gonna post it on the description below. Almost at $100,000. Actually, when I did this, I was supposed to do the show yesterday, but body's like, hey, bro. Let's see how much it is now. Let's go to the Google X Child LGBT. It is at. Oh, it's a donation protected. I don't know, but a lot of top names like Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens donated 10,000. Lexi Kaufman, who is Alexa Bliss, 5,000. Pamela Martinez, I think that's Bailey. Gianna Daddio is Liv Morgan. Thea Trinidad is Zelina Vega, Bruce Pritchard, and just another, just a bunch. CJ Perry. So prayers out to her family. Very tough time. I can't imagine going through that. That's scary. That is scary. But one thing though, we do still got to talk a little somber issue. Not somber in that sense, but Big E, yes, a former WWE champion, New Day member. He officially announced he is retired. After his neck surgery, he announced his retirement from in-ring competition. We've always been wondering, is he going to come back at the Rumble? Is he going to do something with the New Day? He confirmed he is never wrestling again following his severe neck injury in 2022. But he stated doctors have cleared him to live a normal life, but not to wrestle. He emphasized gratitude, peace with the decision, and appreciation from the fans. And of course, he will remain in the WWE in non-wrestling roles, like he does a kickoff show. He is great. I love Big E. Big E, he was an NXT champion, and he came to the WWE to help Dolph Ziggler and feud John Cena, and then the New Day. He's won thousands of tag team titles. Then he split with the New Day, did the WWE Championship. I think he won it twice. And, yeah, he's just overall... I would love to see him wrestle, but obviously he can't. So, unfortunately for that, he'll still be around, though. Like, he ain't going nowhere. He's a cool guy. We do got to talk about something, too. TNA, they have a pay-per-view coming up next Friday. We'll look at the card. No Surrender. It's in Nashville, Tennessee. I've never been in Nashville. Couple matches. I thought there was a little bit more matches, but you got Stax Lorenzo versus Trey Miguel for the TNA International Championship. This is Trey's Feast or Fire match that he won. The Righteous, Vincent and Dutch, and the Hardy Boys, Jeff and Matt Hardy. Hell of a foursome. Taking on Order 4, Mustafa Ali, Jason Hodge, John Skyler, and Special Agent Zero. And then Li Ying Lee versus Ariana Grace for the TNA Knockout Championship. And then Mike Santana and Leon Slater versus Nick Nemeth and Eddie Edwards. So those are the 4 matches announced. I thought there was more, I'll be honest. I thought there was more, but those are the 4 matches. I'm sure there's going to be some more matches announced in the coming days. But, check it out. February 13th. Day before Valentine's Day. So, a little bit of Twitter beef between Ricochet and Jimmy Corderas. AEW star Ricochet recently blasted WWE on Twitter, saying the company kills the legacies and love of the sport, and naming a few talent he feels were hurt by their creative handling. Ouch. That seems like somebody who is not very happy with their previous employer. Former WWE referee Jimmy Corderas responded and pushed back on Ricochet's claims, saying Ricochet stayed with WWE for over 5 years for even re-signing, implying Ricochet couldn't really complain about his time there. Okay. I think each of them has a point. Whoa. Ricochet fired back. He fired back with a very profane and heated reply on social media, denying the re-signing claim and accusing WWE of forcing him into situations he didn't want, like holding the Intercontinental Championship to keep him under contract. Okay, full stop. Ricochet, Rico Chet, as some people like to call you. Listen, if you're going to be getting the WWE Intercontinental Championship, the second most prestigious prize in the company, besides the two top prizes, that means the company has faith with you. They don't give you championships just to keep you around. I mean, I don't think they do, especially not the WWE Intercontinental Championship. That seems quite silly. Oh, I want to leave so much, but you're going to give me the Intercontinental Championship, so... Dork. The exchange included Ricochet's calling Carderas harsh names and insisting his versions of events were accurate. So if you want to see the harsh names and the very profound heated reply, check it out. Sure, it's all over. I don't want to repeat it because my mother told me to not use those words. But, okay, guys. It is time. It is time for something I've been wanting to talk about since Wednesday. I gotta become a brat right now. I gotta live up to the name. I'm gonna be a huge fucking brat. And I don't curse, because my mama said if you got nothing nice to say. Actually, she didn't. My mother has no filter. Okay, so we talked about the last show, but we're gonna talk about it now. I got what I thought were media credentials for the AEW Dynamite and Collision tapings. Okay? I was hyped. I was pumped. Thank you to the guys from bodyslam.net. They had nothing to do with this. But I sent them an email. AEW. I'm like, hey, I'm working for this company, and I want to know if I can get press credentials. They replied, yeah, here you go. Here's a comp ticket. I was like, all right, cool. I was hyped. Babe, this is a big, big thing for me, the show, and with bodyslam.net, because I want to give them all the credit. So that day, I go to the Palms, 10 minutes away. Love the Palms. I go to I talk to the security guy. Hey, little security guy. Where do I go for media credentials? Go to the box office. All right, cool. I go to the box office. Where do I get media credentials? What's your name? Matthew Jackson. I'm like, I don't see your name on here. I'm like, I can show you the email and the ticket. All right. Well, I still don't see your name. Access gentleman with a badge. I was like, all right, this guy's got a badge. Hey, guy with a badge. Where's my media credentials? He's like, are you gonna just record the show? Or are you gonna film it? I was like, no, I'm just gonna report on behalf of bodyslam.net. Oh, well, then you don't need a badge. Okay. All right, cool. Don't need a badge. Then I go through security. No laptop bags allowed. I'm like, okay. Could I bring my laptop? Because I'm going to do bodyslam.net. Yeah, but you got to go check in your bag. $5 bag fee. I'm like, all right, whatever, $5. Waddle down to the car triage or whatever it's called. I'm like, all right, $5. And they're like, oh, we don't take cards. He's like, don't worry about it. I was like, all right, cool, thanks, buddy. So I take my laptop and my charger and I waddle back. Try to go to security. Who you with? Oh, I don't have any pass or anything, but I'm trying to do my media credentials. He's like, no laptops. I'm like, all right, I'll just tweet on my phone. All right, waddle back. I'm like, hey, can I put my laptop back in my bag? He's like, that's fine. I'm like, all right, dude, thanks. Waddle on back and forth, like a ping pong. And then I go through security, right? And good seats, no, I'm not gonna lie. Got free ticket to AEW Dynamite Collision, cannot complain. Not complaining about that. But, the whole show I'm just tweeting and tweeting and tweeting. And, like, oh, check it out. Tag bodyslam.net. Prince Nana liked one of my replies, so shout out to him. Then, like, man, I'm kind of thirsty. So I see the little, like, person. I'm like, hey, how much is water? I'm kind of thirsty. I want to drink water. And they're like, it's going to be $10 for water. I'm like, you're out of your mind. I'd go drink out of the sink. And then, this is, but like, listen, I know at this point I'm still nobody. I'm just still a mustache, handsome man that sits in his spare bedroom talking about sports. I still got some, like they say, I need to still get some hair on my nuts, as some people say. But thank you for AEW for supplying me the ticket. Got to see 2 great shows back to back. I got to see Kenny Omega in person. I don't remember seeing Kenny Omega in person, but he's awesome. One of my favorites now. Just that aura, you know. Brody King, MJF, the whole ice. Yeah, that was awesome. But, you know, AEW, thank you. Definitely want to go cover a show properly through your channel in the future. But this is where things get a little upsetty spaghetti. So after the show, you know, I got my bag. And I'm walking out. And I see, I guess I could say legendary WCW commentator, Tony Schiavone. And I'm like, oh, it's Tony Schiavone. The dude from my childhood, WCW. I used to listen. Okay, you kids don't understand. Back in the day, pay-per-views were set on one channel. And if you didn't have the pay-per-views, it was all scrambled. I used to listen to these pay-per-views. Scrambled. And Tony Schiavone's voice was the one I would hear. So when I saw Tony Schiavone, I'm like, dude, I got at least take a picture. I'm not a picture dude. I love autographs. I got a whole wall of autographs. I'm like, let me take a picture. Especially WCW. So he's talking to a few people. He's talking to a couple people. And there's nobody around us. It's not like I waited for him to be done talking. Like, respectful person I am. When he was done, I said, hey, Tony. Shook his hand. I was like, dude, huge fan. I didn't say you were the voice of my childhood because he probably hears that 75,000 times when he's at a show. So it's like, can I take a picture? Can I take a selfie? Okay? So, when you're going to take a selfie, this is selfie right here. This is me, and this is you. In the camera frame, right? The dude kept going like this. I'm like, okay, could you stop? Could you stop moving, Mr. Tony Schiavone? I want to get you in the camera frame, to take a picture with you. And then this guy was like, whoa, bro, you're getting too close. Pushed me out of the way. Literally put his arm on my shoulder. Pushed me out of the way. I took a quick shot of the picture. It said, you got your picture now, bud? And I'm like, yes, thank you. And then I walked away. So, even though it's not Monday, for acting like a complete asshole, Tony Schiavone, with your stupid smile and your dumb beard, you are forever on the bratwurst list. Forever. Forever. If you can't go 30 seconds, I didn't run up to you. I'm sure, listen, besides the wrestling fans, I'm sure nobody knows who you are in real life. But I was hyped. Tony Schiavone, voice of my childhood. WCW. Yeah, VIP experience guest. Yeah, what a great guest he would probably be. But, that pissed me off. I'm just here 30 seconds. How you doing, Tony? Nice to meet you. Can I take a picture? Thank you, buddy. You're the best. And then I would talk about you like a saint. But, So, Mr. Schiavone, piss off. That upset me. But as I was walking out, I did see Chuck Taylor. And I said, hey, Chuck and T, fist bump. And he gave me a fist bump. But overall, that was a sour situation. Listen, I'm not expecting, I'm still working up the ranks, and I thought it was going to go different. I thought, at least I got a badge I could show you, be proud of, but nothing. I got nothing. I sat there. Oh. We need to talk about that. I'm so glad I remembered because I did not want to forget. Okay? Besides the Tony Schiavone incident, I sat in front of the worst possible fan you can think of. Okay? Listen, bro. If you want to do comedy, go to a comedy club. I'll give you a list. I got a bunch. I'll tell you names. If you're at a wrestling show, go heckle, boo, chant. We all scream fuck ice. There's no limit. MJF's AEW does not bar what you say, doesn't censor like some companies. But Jesus Christ, what a piece of shit I sat in front of. Okay? Every single... He didn't shut the fuck up the whole entire time. Okay? He was with his buddy. His buddy wasn't so bad. But for you to say sexist things about the women, like, there was a tag team match. Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, and Megan Bayne, and Anna Jay. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And he was like, what? Fuck, marry, kill. Who would you fuck, marry, and kill? Right? And then, while Andrade El Idolo came out, oh, where's the tacos and sombreros? Like, shut the fuck up. You're not funny. Stop trying to pop the crowd. Have fun. Watch the show. Boo. Cheer. Like. Don't like. Just shut the fuck up. You are by far the worst. Like, I get it. People go to this show try to get their 15 seconds of fame, say something loud, and get a little chuckle from the crowd. But this dude was the worst. For your sexist comments, I literally wanted to turn around and headbutt this motherfucker. I swear to God I did. It was the worst experience. Now, AEW, I'm sure, people in crowds, okay? Boo. Fucking boo. Okay? Now I'm getting heated. Hold on. I got an emotional support Coke Zero. By the way, doctor last night said Coke Zeros are okay to have, so I'm going to have it. I want to hear shit. But yeah, besides seeing Kenny Omega, the show was great though. Dynamite, then they had Collision. Listen, I think it's a little bit too much to have 2-hour show, 10-minute break, 2-hour show. If you see any image, it was a packed house though. Pearl of the Palms, fantastic place for AEW to run. And I've never been there before, so being at the Pearl of the Palms as a UFC fan, it was cool to go there. And free parking, which is very hard in Vegas. Very, very hard in Vegas. But other than that, the Tony Schiavone incident and the douchebag I sat in front of really tampered it. But, Tony Khan came out before the show, after the show, thanked everybody like he did. I remember he did a double or nothing at the other Collision I went to. But I would definitely like to properly cover an AEW show. But, that's it. And, the shows are great. Got to see Kenny Omega wrestle in person. And then they had Tommaso Ciampa and Claudio Castagnoli and Roderick Strong in a 3-way. Well, that's great. They also got to give out shouts to Jordan Oasis and Brittany Brooks. They're FSW students. I had my history with FSW, but a lot of other people knew them, so it was like, hey, they're good. Oh, by the way, douchebag behind me, speaking about how much of a douchebag this douchebag behind me was, Brittany Brooks is dating Chris Bay. Very, very, very great wrestler. Good guy. Trained with him. Was there on his first day in the world of wrestling. Obviously took it leaps and bounds more than anybody in the school did. He was like, the only reason she's on Collision because she's fucking Chris Bay. It's like, shut the fuck up. God, I need an emotional support Coke Zero. But anyways, besides that, make sure, AEW, all right, we're the best wrestler and the worst heckle. But we do gotta talk about the UFC is back at the Apex again. Wow, why are we still going back to the Apex? Stop it. big 135, big 135 pound, that's oxymoron. Huge 135 bantamweight bout. Mario Batista versus Vinicius Oliveira. Batista 16-3, coming off a loss against Umar Nurmagomedov. I do remember him boring ass fight with Jose Aldo, so that's always kind of had like a tampered taste in my mouth about him. He is the number 9 ranked. He's facing number 11 Vinicius. I just said his name. Number 11 Vinicius Oliveira, 23-3, 5-0 in the UFC. If this is gonna be an exciting fight, I give it to Oliveira. If Batista's trying to Batista his way to a decision, it's gonna be a boring fight. But I want to say 5-0 in the UFC. Oliveira, I'm picking him. Brat said that. Said it in the books. A little craziness, Excuse me. Usually you get 1 weight miss, maybe 2 weight misses on a show. This show had not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 fighters missed weight. After the weigh-ins, 4 fighters missed weight. I just repeated what I just said. Gianna Vasquez weighed in at 141 pounds, 5 pounds over the bantamweight non-title fight limit. Ouch. This is a great name. Wang Dong and Eduardo Mora weighed in 127.5 pounds, 1.5 pounds over the flyweight non-title limit. And Maureen Golfere. God, I can't pronounce his name. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Good seeing you in the chat. How's everything going? So 4 fighters missing weight. Can you believe that? 4 fighters missing weight. I don't know if any of them made weight, or if any fights are canceled. I can check it on the internet, because that is why I have the internets. It's very annoying, because Bing, who uses Bing? Honestly, who uses Bing? Google is supreme, okay? Bing is like, did you want to install Google instead? Yeah, I did. Like, who Bing? Hey, nobody ever you're in an argument with something? Go Bing that. Let me go Bing it real quick. No, it's Google that. I don't think anybody missed or got their fights canceled. But yeah, 4 fighters missing weight. Ouch. I don't know why. But last week, we did talk about UFC 325. Aaron Toe, the guy with the face and the tattoo, he cheated weighing in. He got naked and he got behind this curtain, and then he held his arms like this to kind of like take some weight off. He was at 122 or something, and they're like, wait, that doesn't sound right. Weighing it again. He was at 129. They caught him cheating, and he's released. He's out. He's fired. Go home. So, good for you, cheaters. Justice. Somebody get a hammer. If you can name that reference in the movie, I will love you sincerely, very much so. Where is... I don't see it on here. Yeah. Let's see. At the weigh-ins, Tao initially used a curtained privacy box and weighed in 122.5 pounds. 3.5 pounds under the flyweight non-title fight limit. Now, that usually doesn't give a red flag. But, like, if it's 130 or 125 and you're, like, 124, 123, well, 122 is like, hey, that's a little sketchy. Went next for a second attempt without the box. He then weighed in 129 pounds, 3 pounds over the weight limit, resulting in a cancellation. So, yeah, that's not good. That is not good, and you are now released from your job. Speaking about my job, I got a new one. I start tomorrow. I'm excited to start that job. Speaking about somebody who says that they're not doing their job, Dana White, yes, the big goof. He recently, in public testimony, revealed that Dana White said he doesn't really handle the UFC matchmaking currently, even though he's still the face of the company. He stated this while answering questions in an antitrust lawsuit situation, acknowledging his role in who fights who has changed. Oh, okay. I don't know too much about the court system, even though I do got somewhat of a degree in criminal justice. But, you can't lie under oath. I've watched enough of Law and Order situation shows to know you can't lie under oath. But one person who's not lying under oath, I don't know if that's a transition, but tonight, bare knuckle fighting. Yes, I love bare knuckle fighting. The old school, no gloves, just fists. They're NuckleMania. Shout out to everybody who's used Mania for their big show. I wonder who started that trend. NuckleMania 5, 6, Roman numerals, is tonight. Ben Rothwell would defend the BKFC Heavyweight Championship against Andre Arlovsky. Both former UFC... Well, no, Ben Rothwell never won. Andre Arlovsky, former UFC heavyweight champion. Ben Rothwell, I think he won, IFL. Let's see, Ben Rothwell. Yeah, IFL. Let's see. M1 Global, bare knuckle fighting. 39-14 in his MMA career. Let's see. Oh, no, he didn't win an IFL. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm never wrong. It's my show. He is 4-0 in bare knuckle fighting, the heavyweight champion. Taking on Andre Arlovsky. We all know and... I love Arlovsky. I don't know if everybody loves Arlovsky. Excuse me. Arlovsky, UFC legend, fought in the promotion for... let's see. He started UFC in 2000, November 2000. Had a stint, won the UFC Heavyweight Championship. Defended it a few times, lost to Tim Sylvia back-to-back. Then he went on a 3-fight winning streak in 2008. From 2006 to 2008, he beat 3 times. Beat Verdum. Then went to Affliction, got knocked out by Rothwell. Okay! A little rematch, if you can say. Elite XC, and then Affliction. We all remember Affliction, that piece of promotion. Got knocked out by Rogers. Got knocked out in the next 3 fights. Made a second comeback in the UFC. And then went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses in a row. But yeah, now he's looking to bounce back. BKFC, he's 1-0 in BKFC. But I like Arlovsky, always a fighter, always a dog. No pun intended, because his nickname is a Pitbull. Let's see, I think he just had cancer too. Overcome cancer not 1, but 2, but 3 times. This dude is a fighter inside and outside of the ring. It's free too on YouTube, so I'll definitely check it out. Free, I love free. It is like my 3rd favorite 4-letter F word. But yeah, that is bare knuckle, NuckleMania, number 6. Also in the main event, current BKFC light heavyweight champion Lorenzo Hunt is taking on somebody that I don't know because I didn't write it down because I am a horrible person. No, he's supposed to fight Yoel Romero, but Yoel Romero was sick and had to pull out of the fight. So, whatever. But that is the UFC MMA. Check it out. It's free on YouTube. BKFC NuckleMania Follower 6. And then UFC Fight Night tonight. But one thing we're all looking forward to. Tomorrow is the Super Bowl. Yes, it is the Super Bowl. It is here. I am excited. I predicted last week the Seahawks are going to win. I think it was 38-16. Brat sucks eggs. Horrible person, even more horrible wrestler. Well, let me tell you something. He's not completely wrong. I was somewhat good when I was younger. But anyway, Alex, Super Bowl is here. Who do you want to see win the Super Bowl? I'm picking the Seahawks. I do want to talk about the teams that are in it. Last time we talked about the Super Bowl itself, but let's see how we got here. Let's start with the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots, they're one of the best franchises. Not my team. Growing up in New York, you hate the Patriots. But we got to look at the season. The season. Oh my God, why can I not just... I don't care about Gillette Stadium. Oh, wait. Actually, I should go to 2025. Let's see. 2025. They were started off with a loss to the Las Vegas Raiders. And then just after losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 3, they just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row before losing to the Bills. And then he ended up 3 wins to final it out. Season was, let's see, what is their season? 14-3. They won the wild card against the Chargers. They won the divisional playoffs against the Texans. And they won the AFC Championship against the Broncos. FAFO, gotta go. And now they're facing Seahawks. 2 Pro Bowlers, Drake May and Marcus Jones, all pros. And then Drake May and Christian Gonzalez got selected for the Pro Bowl. You know, they got a good team. I was surprised by how good they turned that franchise around. As a Raiders fan, it hurts because my team's been bad for 20 years, and this team's been bad for about 20 minutes. But, you know, they are going to go to the Super Bowl. I know a lot of people are happy about that. I'm not. I'd rather another team, the Broncos maybe, but you can't change the past. They are going to face the Seahawks. Seahawks did really good this year, obviously, because they're in the Super Bowl. That's kind of redundant. Obviously, you do a good year. You know, they lost their first game and then just went on a tear. Really 2 good teams facing off in the Super Bowl. They are 14-3. So it's neck and neck, really. You know, 5 Pro Bowlers, 5 All-Pros. Beat the 49ers 41-6. Won against the NFC Championship 31-27. You know. But I got to go for the Seahawks. I got to go for the Seahawks. Let me know your prediction. Jets are never going to go to the Super Bowl. But I do want to talk about this. Last night, the NFL Honors were last night. I love award shows. And this award is their NFL Honors. So, it was hosted by Jon Hamm. Who's Jon Hamm? I just like to do that because it's Jon Hamm. And the awards, we're going to talk about the awards. MVP, Matthew Stafford. Best first name, great quarterback for the Rams. Quarterback, future Hall of Famer. So, good for Matthew. At least one Matthew's doing pretty good in their life. Offensive player of the year, Jackson Smith, Najigba, the Seahawks wide receiver. So Matthew won the MVP and Jackson won the offensive player of the year. Can't go wrong with that. Myles Garrett, Browns won defensive player of the year. That was a lock. Broke this 18-game sack record, which is okay because I like to, you know, people are like, oh, you didn't break Strahan's because Strahan was 16 games. Just say 18 games. It's okay. We ain't mad at it. We're okay. By the way, I found a bunch of wrestling shirts. It's Coke Zero. Doctor last night said Coke Zero is okay to drink. By the way, EKG last night was good. Blood pressure's good. Everything's good. Just gotta get down the sugar level. Surprisingly, everything was good. Like heart's good. So I'm ready. So yeah, you know. But defensive player of the year, offensive rookie of the year. Oh wow, good shout out. I have a video of you sleeping and it sounded like a dying will. Well, that is true. That is why also when I get this new job and I start, I'm gonna get my sleep apnea test. Yeah, you think you're bad. How do you think my girlfriend feels? Aria McMillan from the Panthers, offensive rookie of the year. Defensive rookie of the year, Carson Schrezinger. Jeez, these names. From the Browns. Shout out to the Browns. Coach of the year, Mike Vrabel from the Patriots. And others. Check out all the awards. I think awards are cool, so I always like to talk about them. But next year, 2026 season, they're going down under. The NFL is going to Melbourne, Australia. San Francisco 49ers versus Los Angeles Rams. Robert Irwin, son of legendary Crikey Steve Irwin, and winner of this season's Dancing with the Stars, announced it on the Pat McAfee show. So, you know, as somebody who was born in Melbourne, I'm excited. Melbourne, Florida, that is. Also, 2006 NFL Hall of Fame ballot is out. No Bill Belichick, no Robert Kraft, no Eli Manning, but Drew Brees, quarterback, Larry Fitzgerald, wide receiver, Luke Cockley, running back, Pay McAfee, fuck, yeah. Adam Vinatieri, kicker, and Roger Craig, running back, all inducted this year into the NFL Hall of Fame. So shout out to them. Little sad news. Legendary quarterback Sonny Jurgensen passed away at the age of 91. 91's a good number to go. You know, I don't think anybody time to go, but 91, that's a hell of a life. That is a hell of a life. 91. Born August 23rd, 1934. Wow. Yeah, so rest in peace to the legendary Sonny Jurgensen, Pro Football Hall of Fame. Why couldn't... Listen, I don't talk politics on the show, but why couldn't it be? They took the wrong Home Alone 2 actor. But, Alex, are you excited? Baseball is coming back. Do you smell that? That is spring training. Spring training is in the air. And also, the World Baseball Classic, they have announced their rosters. We are going to look at the American roster because we are Team USA all the way. The Team USA roster has been announced. We're going to check it out. Let's see. Why can't you just... Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell you the notable... What the fuck, baseball? Let's get out of here. The notable people that we know and love. Alex Bregman from the Red Sox. Corbin Carroll from the Diamondbacks. Pete Crow Armstrong from the Cubs. Paul Goldschmidt. I don't think he has a team. There is no team listed next to Paul Goldschmidt. Bryce Harper, Las Vegas native. I think I saw him in the supermarket once. Everyone's like, oh my God, Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper's my customer service. I'm like, I don't fucking like the guy. From the Phillies, Gunnar Henderson, Clay Holmes, the Judge, Aaron Judge, the captain. Derek Jeter is the captain of the Yankees, but Aaron Judge is the captain of the Team USA. Clayton Kershaw, retired from MLB, but gonna play in the World Baseball Classic. Cal Raleigh should have won the MVP this year from Seattle Mariners. Kyle Schwarber from the Phillies. Paul Skeens from the Pirates. Tariq Skubal from the Tigers. And Michael Rocca, Royals. No White Sox. That is horrible. That is just catastrophe. But yeah, all these stars are donates to UFC. Oh, and Bobby Witt Jr. from the Royals. So yeah, that's a really good roster. Go buy a hat for $52 at MLB.com. Jesus. But I can't wait. Pretty soon, I'm going to do the draft, the MLB draft like I do every year. That's going to be exciting. Oh, my voice cracked. But, yeah, so the 6th WBC will be held in March. We do a segment every non-Thursday. Today is Saturday. We go back in time. Yes, we go back in time. The telephone will ring and we'll talk about it. Now, I was supposed to do the show yesterday. So, just pretend it's yesterday. Pretend it's 02-06-2026, okay? Oh, the phone's ringing. The old-timey phone's ringing. I didn't know it was going to ring. Why are you still ringing? Okay. Really? Okay. Oh, we're going back in time. Really? We're going back in time. Really? Really? Okay. Alright, I'll let them know. Okay, love you too. Ahoy. Yes, that is right. We're going back in time, folks. We are going back in time to 1895. Why are we going back in time to 1895? Because on that day, on... What is this? Stop. We're going back in time. February 6th, 1895. Yes, pretend it's February 6th. I know it's February 7th. The birth of the Bambino happened. George Herman Ruth, the greatest baseball player of all time, was born on this day in Baltimore, Maryland. His early life has a lot of great documentaries, a lot of movies about his early life. Check it out, But, Salt and the SWAT, the Bambino, the Curse of the Bambino, greatest Yankee of all time. Only got 95.1% of the first ballot in 1936, but two-time All-Star, because they didn't have All-Star games back then. 7-time World Series champion, AL MVP, batting champion, 12-time AL home run leader. Yankees number 3 retired, Monument Park honoree. So, we all know how great Babe Ruth was. He still did it. He did it. He broke all these records, not on steroids, but with beer and hot dogs. So, I love Babe Ruth. Died May 13th, 1935, at the age of 53. 2,873 hits. 714 home runs. I think that still is number 2 or number 3. Well, number 3. 212 runs batted in. And also 488 strikeouts. So before Shohei Ohtani was doing all this, almost 100 years before that, Babe Ruth was doing that stuff too. So Babe Ruth, greatest of all time. Just born this day. I like to do this day in history of sports. And Babe Ruth is the topic. Go check out, he's got some, legacy, there's a unique figure in the social history of the United States. ESPN ranked him the greatest baseball player ever in 2022. Definitely, if you ever get a chance, I know I got a lot of friends and viewers, aka they're the same thing, in the East Coast. If you ever get a chance, go check out the Baseball Hall of Fame, Cooperstown, upstate New York. It is phenomenal. But that is Babe Ruth, the GOAT. We do need to talk about this. The NBA trade deadline has come and gone. And it's been trades. Everybody got traded. We will talk mostly about my Dallas Mavericks. We finally shipped Anthony Davis out of here. Anthony Davis was traded to the Washington Wizards in a 9-player, 3-team deal that involved the Charlotte Hornets. In return, Dallas received Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Tyrese Jones, Marvin Bagley III, 2 first-round picks, 3 future second-round picks. Okay, masterpiece. We need to change this franchise around. Cooper Flagg's only 18, can't be doing this by himself. As part of that deal, the Mavericks also sent out D'Angelo Russell, Jaden Hardy, Dante Exum, and Malachi Branham. So, what does this mean for Dallas? Well, I'm going to tell you. The Mavs are looking to build around Cooper Flagg. I just said that. With young players like Matt Christie and Maja Marshall. The move signals Dallas leans towards a retool. Just said that. Alright? Yeah. So we need something fast and quick. It's like me in the bedroom. Fast and quick is the same thing. But another thing, not my guy, my least favorite. Me and my term, least favorite. I don't like the word. Cleveland Cavaliers acquired James Harden from the Los Angeles Clippers in exchange for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. Good move for Cleveland. James has been chasing that title ever since he got there in 2012 and failed to win. The Clippers also made a separate deadline splash by trading Ivica Zubac to the Indiana Pacers. So, shout out to everybody. Trades are fun. You know, who's going to trade who's going to end up where. One person who did not get traded, who we thought was going to get traded, Giannis Antetokounmpo, not traded. He's going to be in the Bucks. Probably going to be in the Bucks the rest of his career. Let's be honest. Excuse me. 2026 NBA All-Star Game is coming up in just a few weeks. A little bit over a week. Next Sunday. February 15th, new USA versus World format. Silly. Do East versus West. But, you know, hey, I am not the commissioner of the NBA. That is Adam Silver. And, yeah, I'll check it out next Sunday. Hockey news. Hockey has paused. Because a lot of the players are going over to Milano Cortina for the Winter Olympics. I'm excited. The Olympics kicked off last night. You know, go Team USA, obviously. We're not going to go over all the Olympics every day. We'll keep in touch. You know, I'll have my finger on the Olympic pulse. Yeah, so, like, you know, figure skating, not going to lie, that's always been big into me. I'm not lying when I say that. My mom loves watching figure skating. My first crush in this world, you know, growing up in the 90s, it was like, everybody had a crush on Topanga, or the Pink Power Ranger, or Monica Lewinsky. For me, it was Tara Lipinski. Cute little figure skater. How you doing? Yeah, so, and then snowboarding, of course, but, you know, we're not going to really focus on that. Right now, it looks like Italy's got 3 medals, Japan's got 3, and the USA doesn't have any, but it just started, so, you know, we'll just keep in touch. We'll look at how the hockey team does. This is the first time NHL players participated in the Olympics. God damn, I gotta stop spinning on this phone. Since 2014, an enormous deal for international hockey fans. You know, and like I said, the Winter Olympics is in Milano Cortina. I saw a lot of pictures. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mountain, snow. Prestige. Coming up soon, we got the NCAA March Madness. It starts next month in March. Obviously. March 15th coming up next week too. So, big show next week. Selection Sunday. First four, March 17th to 18th. Second round, March 19th. Sweet 16, Elite 8, March 26th, 29th. Final 4, April 4th. And the championship game, April 6th. Okay, I gotta talk about this. It's March Madness. Why can't you just have the whole tournament in March? Anyways. I digress. But one thing... I do want to end the show soon. I do want to talk about... We talked about my not so good confrontation encounter with Tony Schiavone. I have met a lot of celebrities in my life. So, when I say celebrities, like a lot of wrestlers. A lot of, you know, I'm going to list them. I'm going to tell you how my interaction went. First off, UFC Hall of Famer Dustin Poirier. He came to my job. I was like, dude, Dustin Poirier, awesome to meet you, man. Such a cool guy. So cool. He was fighting Khabib coming up. I said, please beat Khabib. He did not. But Dustin Diamond Poirier, 5 stars in my book. Second one was a really weird encounter. So, as I was training to be a wrestler in Vegas, one of the very few high spots was setting up the ring at Sam's Town for Germany's Next Top Model. Yes, Germany's Next Top Model. Huge production. The lights, the sounds, and everything. Hosted by Heidi Klum. After we were done setting everything up, I was in the back on my phone. I look up. Heidi Klum comes in with the entourage. I look up, and I said, hey, what's up? She's like, hi, how you doing? And then that was it. But my Heidi Klum story, 5 stars. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay? Second, Perez Hilton. We all know the famous, infamous vlogger from the early 2000s. I did Shock Collar Comedy with, he was on the panel. Didn't really interact much with him. He came right before the show started, did the panel, took a picture with the group, and left. So, yeah. 2 stars. Gene Simmons, legendary rock and roll Hall of Famer, lived out here for a little bit, a couple years ago, working at Smith's. He came in. Listen, I'll tell you something. When that dude walks into a building, the atmosphere changes. People are like, holy crap, that's Gene Simmons. I talked to him. I was like, oh, hey, Gene, what you doing? What you moved out here for? He's like, I think it's weird that a straight guy will ask another straight guy that. I'm like, answer the fucking question there, kiss guy. But, great, like, you know, his reputation precedes him. But, yeah. But he is a tall motherfucker, too. He is definitely a rock star. Like, he came in, phones came out. Yeah. So, you know, I'll give him like 3 stars because, you know, I don't like to say this guy, like, if you're a huge dick to me, I'm going to say you're a dick. But I like to say, like, reputation precedes him. So, next one, Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, Renee Young. They lived out here for a while. Renee Young, sweetheart of a woman, absolute pleasant every time I saw her. I never really tried to talk her ear off, but, like, I would, like, be like, I would talk to her about wrestling. Because wrestling is my life. Cutie patootie, you know. Dean Ambrose, you know, he's very, just leave him alone. Let him do his thing. He came in the store about 10 or 15 times before he even asked for a picture. I always said, hey, how you doing, John? I might have called him Dean. I didn't go like, here, show me, brother. But there was one time, it was just me and him. I was working the U-Scan. You know, he checked something out. It's just me and him. I was like, hey, Dean, can I take a picture real quick? Came in, selfie. Thank you so much. So, shout out to him. Great dude. But, yeah, I don't want to say standoffish. Just quiet dude. Just a quiet guy. 2 fighters that I used to not... When I say I trained with them, I didn't train with them. I was at the gym while they were training for their fights. Marab the Machine and Aljamain Sterling. Great guys. Marab's such a great guy. Aljamain, too. This is right after he had neck surgery. I got all pictures. I can probably put them up on the show. So, yeah, you know, great dudes. Long Island dudes. Marab is from Georgia, but he lives on Long Island. Dana White I met once kind of after it was UFC on Fox. Jim Miller and Nate Diaz. And we did a press conference. Dana came out, took pictures, signed autographs. This was right after the Patriots lost the Super Bowl. Right? Or is it before? I think it was right after. No. The Patriots lost to the Super Bowl in 2011. And then I saw him. I was like, oh, Dana, how did it feel to see the Super Bowl lost? He's like, I lost so much money on that. I was like, okay, that's funny. Another person, too, Mason Ryan. If you don't know Mason Ryan, he's a.k.a. called Fake Batista. He was in WWE for a while, the New Nexus. He was at the U-Scan, and I was like, oh, hey, Mason Ryan. Hey, how you doing, buddy? He lived out here because he was doing, like, Circus LA stuff. Dude, he was so, like, happy. I don't want to say this in, like a bad way, but he was, like, so happy that somebody recognized him. And I was like, yeah, you know, I watch your stuff, man. Of course. When I was younger, I met The Undertaker at a ticket signing, because back in the day, you didn't just go on the internet and get your tickets. You had to go to the venue. Dad took us to Nassau Coliseum. It was like a meet and greet with The Undertaker. I shook his hand and said, my dad can beat you up, which I still believe to this day. You know, both dead, man. We're going to talk about him, too, next week, Dad. His anniversary is coming up, 3 years. So I want to have a little show dedicated to him, because he loves sports, too. Great guy. I did meet Stone Cold Kinder, which is a cool story. I was at the Tri-County Flea Market on Long Island, and I'm just like my little 8-year-old self when I'm walking, and I see all these people, like, making, like, a huge, like, circle. And I'm like, what is going on? I look over, and 17 feet tall is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because I doubt they do this anymore, but on one of the third floors, I think, or the second floor, they used to have a card shop on Long Island, Tri-County Flea Market, and Stone Cold was doing a signing there. And then there's one person I do want to talk about, Floyd Little. Now, I know you probably don't know who Floyd Little is, but he was a halfback for the Denver Broncos in the 60s and the 70s. Pro Football Hall of Fame, College Hall of Famer. Why are you talking about that? He recently passed away he passed away 5 years ago, but in Henderson, But when I rang him out, he had his Pro Football Hall of Fame ring on. That thing was the size of my head. Okay? So, rest in peace to him, but I'll never forget how nice this guy was. I was like, what's that ring for? He was like, I'm Floyd Little. I used to play in the NFL. Here's my ring. And I was like, oh! It was like this. It was like, here's my ring there, kid. Yeah, well, great guy. And also I met other people at Smith's. I think I saw Coolio once. KRS-One. I was like, hey, you look like KRS-One. And he's like, I'm the infamous KRS-One. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Keith Kaiser, he was a former Nevada athletic commissioner. He was always great. We talk about stuff. Hope to see him again. But yeah, that's the show, guys. Definitely check me out. Hold on, I need to get the background. The background. There you go. Well, yeah, this is a good hour show. Thanks for, I seen people coming and going. I start work tomorrow, which is funny. I did all my tests and stuff, and I'm like, if you need me, I can start Monday. And they're like, okay. It's like, and then my new boss, she's great. She's like, I know you want to start Monday because you want to watch the Super Bowl. And I'm like, well, I'll start Sunday. If you want me to start during the Super Bowl, I don't care about the game. She's like, okay, come in Sunday. I'm like, damn. But, yeah, Super Bowl tomorrow. Seahawks are going to win 36-14 or whatever. UFC Fight Night tonight. I'm going to go check it out. I think it's on now. I am starving. But other than that, we talked about everything. So enjoy the Super Bowl. I'm not a one to talk about health, but, I got my blood work done. Ease up on the sugar fatty. But other than that, heart's good. Everything's good. So, follow me on Twitter, Brat Said That X. I'm almost at 1,000. Instagram, Brat Jackson. YouTube, Brat Said That Tube. I'm going to link up the GoFundMe for the referee who lost their family in the fire. But I'm heading out, guys. I've talked for an hour straight. I can't wait for my babies to come home. I want to cuddle my bubbas. But overall, thanks, guys. We'll be back. I got to check my schedule. I got to work Monday, so maybe, we'll see. But, guys, I'm getting off. I think the maintenance guy's here right now. Perfect timing. So, hey, love yourself, love each other, and love sports. All right, guys. We'll be back in a few days. Bye.